When people hear the term Sigma male, it often sounds like just another internet buzzword. But the idea goes deeper than that. The Sigma male is a man who moves outside the normal structure of social hierarchies. Unlike an alpha who dominates the group or a beta who follows, the Sigma prefers to operate independently. He doesn't compete for attention, he doesn't chase validation, and he isn't interested in playing the usual social games. He is his own man. Now, what happens when this type of man crosses paths with one of the most difficult personalities out there, the narcissist? The answer is fascinating. Narcissists thrive on manipulation. They feed off control, admiration, and the energy of others. They play psychological games to get reactions, and most people end up giving them exactly what they want. But a Sigma male doesn't react the way most people do. His independence, calmness, and ability to stand apart give him an edge that can completely throw the narcissist off balance. This clash is not about physical strength or loud arguments. It's about who controls the emotional battlefield. And when the dust settles, the Sigma male often comes out on top. Why? Because the very qualities that define a Sigma male also make him resistant to the manipulations of a narcissist. He's not easily impressed by charm, not shaken by insults, and not eager to be part of a game he never signed up for. The narcissist needs someone who can be hooked, but the Sigma is like a wall they can't climb. In this video, we are going to break down the exact reasons why a true Sigma male usually comes out ahead when dealing with a narcissist. These are not quick tricks or surface-level tactics. These are deep personality strengths that naturally give the Sigma an advantage. By the end, you'll see why narcissists often find themselves frustrated, powerless, and exposed when they go head-to-head with a Sigma male. Here are the reasons we will cover. First, the Sigma has insight into the narcissist's personality, which lets him see through the games. Second, he relies on emotional intelligence and a calm demeanor that prevents manipulation. Third, his independence from social hierarchies makes him untouchable to power plays. Fourth, his unpredictability keeps narcissists off balance. Fifth, his strong boundaries stop narcissists from gaining ground. And finally, his psychological calm reflects the narcissist's own tactics back at them, leaving them unsettled. This is not about saying Sigma males are superheroes or that narcissists are completely powerless. It's about showing how certain traits make a huge difference in difficult interactions. For men who identify with the Sigma archetype, this breakdown will feel familiar. For others, it may simply highlight qualities worth developing if you ever have to deal with a narcissist in your own life. So let's get into it and explore the 6 reasons why the Sigma male comes out on top when facing a narcissist. Reason number 1. Insight into the narcissist's personality. One of the greatest strengths of a Sigma male is his ability to see people clearly. Unlike others who might get distracted by charm or appearances, the Sigma tends to study human behavior quietly. He notices patterns, body language, and inconsistencies. This natural awareness becomes a powerful shield against narcissists who rely heavily on illusions and manipulation. Narcissists typically present themselves as confident, successful, and worthy of admiration. They exaggerate achievements, demand praise, and craft an image that hides their insecurities. Many people fall for this act because they want to believe the surface story. But the Sigma male sees past the surface. He recognizes the difference between real confidence and performance. He understands that constant self-promotion often points to something fragile underneath. This insight into the narcissist's personality gives the Sigma an advantage from the start. For example, while others might get caught up in arguments or flattery traps, The sigma notices the emotional hooks being set. He can predict when a narcissist will try to provoke anger, guilt, or admiration. Because he sees the tactic, he doesn't fall for it. To the narcissist, this feels like hitting a brick wall. They want to pull someone into their game, but the sigma refuses to play. Consider how a narcissist might use insults mixed with compliments. They might praise someone's intelligence, but make a cutting remark about their appearance, hoping the person seeks more approval. Most people would feel shaken or seek reassurance, but the sigma recognizes the manipulation instantly. Instead of reacting, he simply acknowledges the attempt and moves on. That lack of emotional response leaves the narcissist powerless. Another example is gaslighting, making someone doubt their own memory or judgment. The sigma male, because of his independent mindset, trusts his own perception more than outside voices. When a narcissist tries to rewrite reality, the sigma doesn't spiral into confusion. He calmly notes the contradiction, and often he won't even bother engaging in a debate. His silent certainty is stronger than the narcissist's twisting words. This kind of insight isn't just intelligence, it's awareness built from living outside the need for approval. Since the sigma doesn't measure his worth based on others, he doesn't give narcissists the leverage they need. Every manipulative move relies on an emotional hook. But the sigma, standing apart, sees the hook before it lands. This ability to understand the narcissist without being drawn in is one of the core reasons he comes out on top. He doesn't fight the narcissist's fire with fire. Instead, he refuses to let the spark catch in the first place. That level of control frustrates the narcissist, because manipulation only works when the other person responds. With a sigma, the game ends before it even begins. Reason number 2. High emotional intelligence and calm demeanor. If the first strength is awareness, the second is control. The sigma male has a high level of emotional intelligence, which means he can recognize and manage emotions, both his own and those of others. This is critical when dealing with narcissists who thrive on emotional reactions. Narcissists are experts at pressing buttons. They provoke anger, guilt, or admiration because those emotions give them control. When someone blows up in anger, the narcissist feels powerful. When someone apologizes out of guilt, the narcissist feels in charge. When someone offers endless praise, the narcissist feels validated. The sigma, however, doesn't feed into this cycle. His emotional intelligence keeps him calm under pressure. Imagine a narcissist trying to humiliate someone in public. Most people would either fight back loudly or shrink away. Both responses fuel the narcissist's ego. The sigma, by contrast, stays composed. He doesn't give the outburst attention, nor does he take the bait. His calm demeanor diffuses the situation instead of escalating it. In many cases, his lack of reaction exposes the narcissist as the only one behaving irrationally. This calmness also works in private interactions. Narcissists often create chaos behind closed doors, shifting moods and demands to keep others off balance. But the sigma doesn't get dragged into that storm. His ability to regulate his own emotions means he can stay steady while the narcissist swings wildly. This balance is something narcissists cannot handle. They want chaos because chaos makes control easier. But when faced with someone unshaken, they lose their grip. Another side of emotional intelligence is empathy. While narcissists lack it, the sigma has it in abundance. But here's the difference. He uses empathy wisely. Instead of being manipulated by guilt or sympathy, he uses his understanding of emotions to predict the narcissist's behavior. He can sense when they are trying to bait him, and he adjusts accordingly. His empathy makes him aware, but his self-control prevents him from being exploited. In the bigger picture, this calm and emotionally intelligent approach turns the tables. The narcissist tries to dominate by pulling others into emotional drama. But the Sigma denies them that satisfaction. The more they push, the calmer he becomes. Eventually, the narcissist is left with no reaction to feed off, and their power fades. This combination of emotional intelligence and calm demeanor makes the Sigma male nearly immune to the usual tactics of a narcissist. He can see the provocation, understand the purpose behind it, and still choose not to respond in a way that fuels the game. That is why, time and time again, narcissists find themselves frustrated and ineffective when dealing with a true Sigma male. Reason number 3. Independence from social hierarchies. One of the most defining traits of a Sigma male is his independence from social hierarchies. He does not care about being the alpha at the top or the beta following below. In fact, he does not even see life as a competition for rank. This independence is exactly what makes him resistant to the power games that narcissists love to play. Narcissists thrive on hierarchies. They want to be seen as superior, admired, and envied. They measure themselves constantly against others, and they need constant validation to keep their fragile self-image alive. For them, every interaction is about proving dominance. But the Sigma male doesn't participate in that structure. He has no interest in climbing a social ladder or proving himself to others. His validation comes from within. This creates an immediate problem for the narcissist. If they try to one-up the Sigma, he doesn't care. If they brag about success, he remains unimpressed. If they demand admiration, he doesn't give it. The narcissist's usual tactics fall flat because they rely on others valuing hierarchy as much as they do. But the Sigma male is free from that trap. Consider a workplace scenario. A narcissistic boss might flaunt power, belittle employees, or compete for control. Most people would either try to challenge the boss or try to please them. Both reactions give the narcissist energy. But the Sigma approaches the situation differently. He does his work, does it well, and avoids playing into the status games. He neither submits nor challenges. He simply ignores the hierarchy. This leaves the narcissist powerless because their control depends on people caring about the ladder they built. Another example can be seen in social groups. A narcissist might try to dominate conversations, claim attention, or force comparisons. They want to feel like the center of gravity in the group. But the Sigma male is not interested in competing for attention. He can sit quietly, contribute when needed, and still maintain his sense of worth. By refusing to measure himself against others, he becomes untouchable to narcissistic strategies. This independence also removes a key vulnerability, the need for approval. Most people give narcissists power because they secretly want recognition or acceptance. The Sigma doesn't seek it. His life is guided by his own principles and goals, not by the approval of others. Without that need, the narcissist has nothing to manipulate. At the core, the Sigma's independence is not just about ignoring hierarchies, it's about complete self-reliance. He builds his identity from within, not from comparisons. This frustrates narcissists because they cannot understand someone who refuses to play the same game. And when they cannot control or outshine someone, they often withdraw in frustration. That is why independence from hierarchies gives the Sigma male a decisive advantage. The narcissist brings a sword to the battlefield, but the Sigma refuses to even show up to the fight. By not caring about rank, attention, or validation, he wins by default. Reason number 4, unpredictability keeps narcissists off balance. Another reason Sigma males come out on top when dealing with narcissists is their unpredictability. Narcissists thrive when they can predict and control the reactions of others. They depend on patterns, on knowing how to push buttons and get specific responses. But the Sigma male breaks this cycle because he doesn't follow predictable rules of behavior. Unlike alphas or betas, who tend to follow clear social roles, the Sigma operates outside of those norms. He may be quiet one moment and assertive the next. He may walk away when expected to fight or speak up when expected to stay silent. This lack of a fixed pattern makes him extremely difficult for a narcissist to manipulate. Narcissists rely on routine tactics. They flatter to gain trust, insult to cause insecurity, and gaslight to create confusion. Usually, people respond in predictable ways, seeking approval, defending themselves, or arguing. But the Sigma may respond with silence, with humor, or with total disengagement. This unpredictability leaves the narcissist without control. For example, imagine a narcissist insulting someone in a group setting, expecting anger or embarrassment. The Sigma might simply shrug or calmly change the subject, leaving the insult hanging in the air without effect. Other times, he might call it out directly without fear, exposing the tactic for what it is. Because the Sigma chooses his response based on his own logic and not the narcissist's script, the narcissist never gains solid ground. Another layer of unpredictability is the Sigma's lifestyle itself. He does not chase recognition or follow trends. He might disappear from a social circle for months, focus on his own projects, then return without explanation. Narcissists depend on consistent access to their targets, but the Sigma's independence makes him hard to pin down. This distance alone keeps narcissists frustrated because they cannot play games with someone who refuses to stay in the arena. Unpredictability also protects the Sigma from manipulation traps. Narcissists expect people to argue back when attacked or to reward them when praised. The Sigma's refusal to play by those rules keeps him in control. He doesn't give them the reaction they expect, and in doing so, he takes away their power. This unpredictability is not chaos, it's freedom. The Sigma chooses his responses carefully, always guided by his independence and calm nature. To the narcissist, this feels like trying to grab smoke. The harder they try to control him, the more they realize they can't. And that is why unpredictability is such a powerful strength. It turns the narcissist's best weapon, control, into a weakness. Because without predictable reactions, they have nothing to work with. Reason number 5. Strategic boundary setting. Perhaps one of the clearest reasons Sigma males succeed against narcissists is their ability to set boundaries. Boundaries are limits that define what behavior is acceptable and what is not. Most people struggle with boundaries when dealing with narcissists because they fear conflict or rejection. But the Sigma male sets them firmly, clearly, and without guilt. Narcissists hate boundaries. They thrive on invading personal space, controlling time, and dictating emotions. When someone sets a boundary, it threatens their control. The Sigma male understands this and uses boundaries as both protection and strategy. For example, when a narcissist demands constant attention, the Sigma simply refuses to provide it. He might decline invitations, ignore manipulative messages, or calmly say no without explanation. Unlike others, he does not feel guilty for prioritizing his own needs. This refusal starves the narcissist of supply. Another example is when a narcissist tries to control conversations by interrupting or dismissing. The Sigma might calmly stop them and reassert his point, or he might walk away entirely. Either way, he makes it clear that he will not accept disrespect. The narcissist who expects submission is forced to face resistance. The key is that the Sigma enforces boundaries without emotional drama. He doesn't yell or over-explain. He doesn't argue endlessly. He states his limit and sticks to it. This calm firmness is more effective than aggression because it leaves the narcissist with nothing to exploit. Anger can be used against you, guilt can be manipulated, but calm certainty cannot. Boundaries also protect the Sigma's energy. Narcissists drain people by demanding time, attention, and emotional investment. The Sigma preserves his strength by cutting off access when necessary. He knows that not every battle is worth fighting, and sometimes the best boundary is complete disengagement. This ability to set and maintain boundaries is rare, but it is one of the strongest defenses against narcissists. It shows self-respect, independence, and clarity. For the narcissist, it is a dead end. They cannot manipulate someone who will not let them in. That is why strategic boundary setting stands as one of the strongest reasons Sigma males consistently come out on top. By drawing clear lines and refusing to move them, they remove the narcissist's ability to control the game. Reason number 6. Psychological calm as a mirror. One of the most powerful ways a Sigma male comes out on top when dealing with a narcissist is through psychological calm. While most people get pulled into the emotional storms created by narcissists, the Sigma remains steady, almost like a mirror. He doesn't react with chaos, and this calmness reflects the narcissist's own tactics back at them. Narcissists crave emotional reactions. They want others to shout, cry, apologize, or fight back, because these reactions confirm their influence. But the Sigma denies them this satisfaction. His calmness is unsettling to the narcissist because it reveals just how desperate and unstable their behavior actually is. Instead of being drawn into the performance, the Sigma holds up a mirror that forces the narcissist to face themselves. For example, when a narcissist tries to provoke jealousy, the Sigma doesn't bite. He doesn't compete or show insecurity. Instead, he stays composed and uninterested. This lack of reaction highlights the emptiness of the narcissist's attempt. They expect drama, but the Sigma gives them silence. The result is a mirror that reflects the narcissist's own neediness. Another situation might involve gaslighting. When a narcissist tries to rewrite reality, the Sigma calmly maintains his version of events without getting rattled. His refusal to argue endlessly or second-guess himself exposes the narcissist's manipulation. It's like holding up a mirror to their lies and showing them their tricks no longer work. This psychological calm also protects the Sigma's energy. By refusing to be reactive, he avoids wasting time in pointless arguments. The narcissist burns themselves out trying to get a rise, while the Sigma remains steady. This imbalance often leads the narcissist to back away because there is nothing to gain from the interaction. It is important to note that this calmness is not passive. It is active control. The Sigma male chooses not to engage in the narcissist's games. He is fully aware of what is happening, but he refuses to fuel it. This choice gives him complete power over the situation. The mirror effect also causes the narcissist to confront their own lack of control. When their usual tricks fail, they are forced to see their own weakness. They may lash out in frustration, but even that reaction only proves how ineffective they are against someone who will not be moved. This final reason is perhaps the most powerful because it sums up the Sigma's entire advantage. The narcissist thrives on drama, but the Sigma thrives on calm. When calmness meets chaos, calmness wins. That is why the psychological calm of a Sigma male often leaves the narcissist powerless, exposed, and ultimately defeated. We've now walked through all 6 reasons why a true Sigma male comes out on top when dealing with a narcissist. Each reason highlights a specific strength that makes the Sigma difficult, if not impossible, for narcissists to manipulate. So if you've ever wondered how to deal with a narcissist, remember the 6 reasons we've discussed. See through the games. Stay calm. Refuse to compete. Be unpredictable. Hold your boundaries. And above all, remain steady in yourself. That is how a Sigma male comes out on top. Thank you for watching this video. If you found these insights helpful, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more content on psychology, relationships and self-mastery. And if you've ever had your own encounter with a narcissist, share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help someone else facing the same challenge.